everyone, but welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber, designer fan. I try to post Monday and Friday. Alright, calling right now for I have something for Friday. So I'm going to try to record today to Friday, or Thursday, or Friday, or whatever I go to class, cause Thursday is Thanksgiving, so yeah. These two classes end on the 16th of next month. Then I go to a different semester. The different semester starts on the 1st of January. So yeah. Also, yeah, the class when they uploaded like on here. So yeah. So I'm gonna go to this class. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit all, because you'll always be notified when I post a new video. So I'm going to do the discussions, then I'll do the one with top of that tomorrow. Then I probably will do Alex tomorrow too, or early Thursday morning before I start cooking. So yeah. So I just have to pick one of these questions, then hit reply. So yeah. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna write this down, then answer one of these questions, then I'll fly. Then tomorrow I'll go back on here to comment on one of my classmates, and then I'll be done for the week for this one. But I going to send a screenshot on Thursday. This whole like the sweater that I went to the like class today. Well, I can't do take the screenshot yet because it's too early. So yeah. So yeah. I'll be right back, guys. Hey, hi guys, I am finished. I'm going to like post a reply. So yeah, I just finished posting it. It seems so long because I was making sure that I was spelling everything correctly. And I look for the sources. So yeah, that would take so long. So yeah. Now I go to the next class, then I'll be done for the day. So I go to this one and do this one tomorrow. So I post today and fly to two of my classmates and for the screenshot. Then I'm done for the week and for the discussion. So yeah. I need to write this down and I'll be right back, guys. Hello guys, I am back. I have finished writing and that's all be for today. So I'm gonna pause the video and I'll see y'all tomorrow, guys. Bye. Hello everyone, I am back. So I'm gonna start in this one. I believe I had to come in one of my classmates and do and this one, then I'll be done. Then tomorrow I do Alex. Well, it lost topics in here, so I do this Thursday. Well, that's tomorrow and Friday. I'll probably start some today. So yeah, I'll probably do a little bit today. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably do one today, so it'll be tomorrow. I probably do like this for like 4 hours, like multitask, like cook and do this. Cause I get multitasking, so it won't be too hard. So yeah. So I'll do this one, then I'll do the discussants. So I'm gonna write on these. I'm not sure it's a video this week or not. Oh yeah, it is. So it's 3. I think last week was like 4 or 5 last week. So yeah, I'm gonna play these after I finish writing. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I am back. I finished writing. Also, took some time to season the turkey for tomorrow. Then I seasoned the ham. I put glaze on there. It was already cooked. Just had to heat up for tomorrow. All I need to do tomorrow is cook macaroni and cheese and the sweet potatoes, the mashed potatoes, green beans, and that's it. So for tomorrow, and do the math and the discussions, then I'll be done for the week. I think. Yeah. So you apply to my classmates today and tomorrow, then we're done for the week. For the discussions. So yeah. I got away outline in PowerPoint for like a presentation a speech. So yeah. That's all to do this week. So yeah. Let's watch the videos.
Schreiber, and in this video we're going to talk about solving equations by factoring. And when you solve equations by factoring, this is the premise that we're going on. And think of A and B right now as representing numbers. So in arithmetic, if you multiply two numbers together and the answer is 0, either one or the other of those numbers had to be equal to 0. There's no way to multiply numbers, any amount of numbers, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter how many. If you multiply things together and you get 0 as a result, then at least one of those things you were multiplying had to equal 0. And that's all. That's the premise we're using to solve equations by factoring. Now, keep in mind, we've got to have an equation that equals 0, and we have to have factors on the other side, which means things connected with multiplication. So, in this problem, we've got x plus 4 times x minus 2, and that's already in factored form. So it's already factored, they're connected with multiplication, and it already equals 0. So we have two things multiplied together, and the result is 0. So according to this rule, and they call this the zero product rule. So if we're multiplying two things together and we get 0 as a result, then that means at least one of the things we were multiplying had to equal 0. So let's solve this problem. So when we solve this problem, what we're doing is we want to know what makes x plus 4 equal to 0. And then we also want to know what makes the other factor, x minus 2, equal to 0. So we go through and set up our two equations. Either x plus 4 had to equal 0 or x minus 2 had to equal 0. Now we solve these equations. Well, we have here, we want to get x alone. We have the 4 connected with addition, so we use the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. So I'm subtracting 4 on both sides. The 4 minus 4 adds up to 0 on the left, and I have x equals negative 4. On the right, the 2 is connected with subtraction. The opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm actually adding 2 on both sides. So that negative 2 plus 2 will add up to 0. And now I'm left with x is equal to 2. Both of these are solutions to my problem. If I want to check, anytime we have an equation and we want to check if our answer is a valid solution, we just substitute it in everywhere we see that variable. So as a check, if I went through and I replaced each x with negative 4, I would see negative 4 plus 4 multiplied by negative 4 minus 2, and we want to know, does it equal 0? Well, negative 4 plus 4 is 0, and it doesn't really matter what this is. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6, but regardless, 0 times any other number does equal 0. Same thing over here. I would go in and replace each x with 2 if I were checking it. So in the first factor, you would see 2 plus 4, and in the second, you would see 2 minus 2, and we want to know if this product equals 0. So this is 6 times 0, which does equal 0. So we see that these are both solutions. Now, if I did not make an error in solving the problem, they will both check out. So if they don't, go back and check your work, because that means you're making a mistake. Right, so let's take a look at a problem, a little different type of problem. On this one, we have x squared plus 5x is equal to 0. So we have one requirement, we have it equal to 0. However, this side is not factored. Now remember, your first step always, when you're factoring, should be to factor out the greatest common factor. And in this problem, the only common factor and the greatest common factor is x. So I'm factoring the x, and that leaves me from the first term with x, and from the second term, when I factor the x out, I'm left with plus 5. So now I've got my left side in factored form. So I have my two factors multiplied together equals 0. That's how we need it set up to solve it. Now I'm supposed to take each factor individually and make an equation by setting it equal to 0. So the first factor is x, so either x must equal 0, and then the second factor is x plus 5, so that also must equal 0. And then we solve. Well, the first one's already solved. I don't have anything to solve. X is isolated, so 0 is one of my answers. Over here, the 5 is connected with addition, so if I were to isolate x, I'm going to use subtraction, and so 0 minus 5 makes this solution x equals negative 5. So now I've got two solutions, one of x equals 0, the other of x equals negative 5. Now these solutions are not representing a point, an ordered pair. You would just input them as 0, negative 5. So that's how you put it. There are two different answers. It doesn't matter which one comes first. Okay, let's look at a different problem. On this one, we have x squared minus 5x is equal to 6. So now we don't have it set up in either of the formats we want. We don't have 0, we don't have factors. If that's the case, you want to get it equal to 0 first. So my first step would be to subtract 6 on both sides so that I have the right side equal, the right side of the equation becomes 0. So it's set equal to 0. So I'm subtracting 6 on both sides of the equation. So now I've got x squared minus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. So now I have a 3-term expression. I've got a trinomial that I have to factor. So I'm going to end up with 2 factors, if it can be factored, multiplied together to equal 0. All right, so the x squared always splits into x times x, so that those become the first term in each factor. The negative sign on the end tells me what type of signs I need. Since the last term is negative, I need opposite signs, one positive, one negative. And now the pairs of numbers that multiply to 6 give me choices of 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. And keep in mind that we want to have the middle term add up to negative 5x. So if I tried 1 times 6, positive 1, negative 6, I get a negative 6x for the outer product. I get a plus 1x for the inner product. So when I check negative 6x plus 1x does equal negative 5x, so I have factored it correctly. So once I know I have the correct factors and it's equal to 0, then we do the new part that's in this section. I must set each factor individually equal to 0. So either the x plus 1 must equal 0, or the other factor of x minus 6 must equal 0. And then I solve my equations. So here I would be subtracting 1 on both sides, and I would end up with x equals negative 1, and that would be one of my solutions. Over here, I would add 6 on both sides, and I would end up with x equals positive 6, and that would be my other solution. And again, you can substitute them in to check. The negative 1 will make this part 0, 0 times whatever equals 0. The 6 would make this factor 0, 0 times whatever would equal 0. Or you could even plug them in, substitute them in to the top equation in place of x and check them there. Right, but these will be your valid solutions, assuming I didn't make a mistake anywhere as we work through this. Right, so this is what we do. We have to get 0 first. We have to have this factored. If this problem had started at one step prior to this, just to show you, let's say this problem started as x times x minus 5 is equal to 6. Well, we would have had to move the 6 over to make it equal 0, but we would also have to have multiplied this out so that when this 6 moved over, we could factor. Because if we just subtract 6, it's going to be x times x minus 5 minus 6 equals 0. So that takes care of one problem. We have it equal to 0. But we've got to have this all multiplication. There's multiplication here, but not here. So the only way to be able to get factored form is to simplify this first. So you would multiply x times x to get x squared, x times negative 5 to get negative 5x, then you'd have your negative 6 is equal to 0. And then it would be the way this problem began, or not began, but actually it was to this part. It would be at this part of the problem. So you have to have it equal 0. You have to have this side to be to the point where you can factor it. And then you factor it, and then you set your factors equal to 0, solve for x, and that's how you get your solutions to an equation by using the factoring method. Bye-bye for now.
We are going to look at the special formulas for factoring. The first one is called the difference of two squares. And it says if I have a squared minus b squared, that factors to a minus b times a plus b. Now you may remember this formula in reverse when we talked about multiplying. And we had the sum and difference, the product of the sum and the difference, which multiplied out to be a squared minus b squared. So now we're just using that formula in backwards. And we're saying that when we have a squared minus b squared as a polynomial, it factors to a minus b times a plus b. The difference here is a key word. It has to be a subtraction in the middle. If it's not, it won't factor using this special formula. So here we've got x squared minus 64. So our question is, what is a and what is b so we can plug into this formula? Well, a equals x because x times x is x squared. And b equals 8 because 8 times 8 is 64. So now we know what a and b are. All we have to do then is to plug in to our given formula to get our answer, which would be x minus 8 times x plus 8. And of course, we could write this the other way around and say x plus 8 times x minus 8, because multiplication is commutative. It doesn't matter the order in which we multiply. So here we've got a second example. 49x squared minus 100y squared. Again, we need to identify what is a and what is b. Well, 49 is a perfect square, and it is 7 times 7. So a is going to be 7. But then we have the x squared, but x squared is x times x. So a is going to be equal to 7x. If we multiply 7x times 7x, we get 49x squared back. Now we need to look at b. Well, we have 100. Well, 10 times 10 is 100. So we have 10. And y times y is y squared. So we have y as part of b. 10y times 10y is 100y squared. So now we can go in and plug into our formula and write our answer. 7x minus 10y times 7x plus 10y. It's important that you remember these special formulas because it's a lot quicker to do it this way than it is to use some of the more complex methods that we've talked about, such as the AC method, where you have to do a lot of stuff. If we tried to use the AC method on this one, we would have to multiply 49 times 100, and we would get 4,900. Then we'd have to list all the factor pairs of 4,900 and figure out which one of those added up to 0, because there is no middle term, which could take a long time to do. And then we would have to stretch this out and do grouping and so on and so forth. But if we can remember this special formula, we can do it in seconds. So now let's take a look at this third example. On the surface of it, it doesn't look like this is a difference of two squares, because neither 288 or 200 is a perfect square. We know those are 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, and so on. And none of those are there. So the question we need to ask ourselves is there something that we can factor out of this to get to a perfect square? Well, both of these are even numbers. So it looks to me like I can factor out a 2. So let's see what happens when I factor out a 2. I factor out a 2, and 288 divided by 2 is 144x squared. And 200 divided by 2 is 100. And just like magic, 144 and 100 are both perfect squares. 144 is 12 times 12, and 100 is 10 times 10. So now we can identify an A and a B. A equals 12x, because again, 12 times 12 is 144, and x times x is x squared. And B equals 10. But we have a problem. Because if we do this, and plug in, what we get for our answer is 2 times 12x minus 10 times 12x plus 10. But this isn't factored completely because both, I can factor out 2 from 12 and 10. And I can do it from both. So I'd have to keep going. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is, yes, we can factor out a 2 and we can get there. But is there a bigger number that I can divide both into 288 and into 8? And the answer is, there is. I can divide both of these by 8. So let's try that and see what happens. So I'm going to factor out an 8. And if I divide 288 by 8, I'm going to get 36x squared. And if I divide 200 by 8, I'm going to get 25. And lo and behold, 36 and 25 are also both perfect squares. So now we can again identify an A and a B. A equals, well, 6 times 6 is 36, and x times x is x squared. So A equals 6x, and B equals 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. So now when we write our final answer to this, we get equals 8 times 6x minus 5 times 6x plus 5. And we have our answer completely factored. Now there is nothing more we could do to it. Whereas this version of it up here, yes, it's factored, but it's not completely factored because I could take out a 2 out of the first parentheses and a 2 out of the second parentheses. And then I would have 2 times the 2 from this parentheses times the 2 from this parentheses would give me the 8. And when you take 2 out of here, you get 6. And when you take 2 out of 10, you get 5. So we would get to the same place, but we have an extra factoring step in here that we'd like to avoid. So if we can find the greatest common factor to factor out, then we're going to not have this extra step at the end. And we're going to get right to the completely factored answer. The other formulas we have are the formulas for perfect square trinomials. And they are, if you have a polynomial of the form a at a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, that equals a plus b squared when it's factored. Or if you have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, that equals a minus b squared when it's factored. So let's look at this first one, 4x squared plus 56x plus 49, and see if we can identify the a and the b. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, so we're going to get a 2, and x times x is x squared. So a has to be 2x. And b, well, 7 times 7 is 49, so b equals 7. But we have to do a check here, because we have to make sure the middle term is 2 times a times b. So let's look at that. We have 2 times 2x times 7. 2 times 2x is 4x times 7 equals 28x. So as written, we cannot factor this using the formula above because we don't have the middle term equal to 28x. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change it to 28x. So now we have 2ab as our middle term. It checks out. So now we can use our special formula, the first one, because everything is positive, and we can say that this is equal to 2x plus 7 squared. But it's always important to check that middle term, because if 2ab is not equal to the middle term, then we can't factor it. Using the special formula, we have to try something else. Here's another one, 3x squared minus 36x plus 9. So now we've got a minus sign involved. We're going to use this second formula. And again, the first thing we need to do is identify a. Well, 6 times 6 is 36, so we get 6. And x times x is x squared, so we get a equal to 6x. And b, well, 3 times 3 is 9, so b has got to be equal to 3. So now let's double check and make sure that the middle term is equal to 2 times a times b. So we have 2 times 6x times 3. Well, 2 times 6x is 12x, and 12x times 3 is 36x. And we have our match. So we know this is a perfect square trinomial. So we know that this can be factored to 6x minus 3 squared. And again, if we couldn't factor this using this special formula, or if we forget the special formula, we might have to go back to the AC method, which would require us to do 9 times 36 and find all the factor pairs of that and figure out which factor pair adds up to negative 36, split it apart, use factoring by grouping, and do it that way, which takes a whole lot longer. So let's try this one. 25x squared plus 18x plus 64. Well, if we identify a, we should be able to pretty easily see that a equals 5x, and we should pretty easily now be able to see that b equals 8. If we try our check, 2 times 5x times 8, because we have to make sure we have 2 times a times b equal to the middle term, we get 80x. That is a long way from being 18x. So we would have to say this is not factorable using one of our special formulas, and we would have to try some other road. So again, it's very important to remember these special formulas because they can shorten our mathematics considerably. If we can see that the first term and the last term are perfect squares, so that we can identify an a and a b, and then we can check and see that when we multiply 2 times the a times the b, we get a match for the middle term, then we know we can use the special formula and just plug in a and b into it. And that's a lot faster than having to use the AC method to factor this, which is very long. So it pays to remember the special formulas, whether you're using the perfect square trinomial formulas or the difference of two squares formulas.
Now the last video.
We are going to look at applications of factoring and or applications of solving quadratic equations. They are both the same thing. And there are some steps here that we can follow that can make it much easier to get to the solution. The first step says read the problem carefully. We need to read the problem carefully so that we can pull everything out of it that we need to solve the problem. Step 2, determine the question to be answered. We need to know what we're going to be doing, what question we need to answer before we do anything else. So because that sets the stage for everything else that we're going to do. Then step 3, determine what you know that can help you set up an equation to answer the question asked. So we have to look at the problem we're given and pull out of it everything we know that we can use to set up the equation we'll use to solve, to get our answer. Step 4 is to actually build that equation. Step 5 is to solve that equation, and then step 6 is to make sure that we've actually answered the question that was asked, that we found way back in step 2. So let's look at this problem. The dimensions of a rectangle are such that its length is 3 inches more than its width. So right there, we have rectangle 1. And we're told of rectangle 1 that its length is 3 inches more than its width. So if we say that its width equals the variable x, then its length has to equal 3 more than that, or x plus 3. Then we continue. If the length were doubled and if the width were decreased by 1 inch, the area would be increased by 150 inches squared. So we're building a second rectangle here. So we have rectangle 2. And it says the width of this rectangle is going to be decreased by 1, so it's going to be equal to x minus 1. And the length is double that of the first rectangle. So the first rectangle's length was x plus 3, and we're going to double that. So our length has to equal twice x plus 3. So what I'm actually doing here is starting to do step 3 here, determine what you know that can help you set up an equation to answer the question asked. And now we'll go to the last question. What are the length and width of the rectangle? So we now know what the question is that's being asked. So that's our step 2 right there. Question being asked. What are the length and width of the rectangle? And in our case, we've defined that as rectangle 1. So we've completed step 1. We've read the problem carefully and already begun to pull out some information out of it. We've done step 2 now. We know what question we need to answer. So now we need to figure out the rest of it. So we have this sentence here which says the area would be increased by 150 inches squared. Which means if we take the original rectangle, rectangle 1, and make these changes to it, we're going to increase the area of rectangle 1 by 150 inches squared. Now we know the formula for area of a rectangle is area equals length times width. So the area of rectangle 1 equals x times x plus 3. And over here, the area of rectangle 2 equals x minus 1 times 2x plus 6. Now I got the 2x plus 6 by simply multiplying through the 2 into the parentheses of the length. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 3 is 6. I did that to make ultimately finding the area expression easier. Because now we're going to go ahead and we're going to multiply these out. So area 1 equals x squared plus 3x. And we'll FOIL out the next one, and we will get that area 2 equals 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. We would do 6 times x, which would give us 6x, and negative 1 times 2x would give us negative 2x, and 6x minus 2x produces the 4x. And then negative 1 times 6 is negative x, and 2x times x gives us the 2x squared. So we now have expressions for both of these areas. And again, we go back to the problem, And remember that it says that if we make all of these changes between rectangle 1 and rectangle 2, that rectangle 1, that this area is going to be 150 inches squared more than this one. So if we do x squared plus 3x plus 150, this area should now be equal to the area of the new rectangle that we built, which is 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. Because the area of the original rectangle is increased by 150, making it equal to the area of the other rectangle, rectangle 2. So now we've set up an equation. So we've actually now already completed step 4. We've completed an equation that we can now solve for x. So to solve this for x, we first need to get one side of this equation set equal to 0. So how are we going to do that? Well, we can begin by subtracting x squared from both sides. X squared minus x squared is 0. It cancels out on that side. And 2x squared minus x squared leaves behind x squared. So we would wind up with a new equation after subtracting 2x from both sides of 3x plus 150 equals x squared plus 4x minus 6. Now, we're going to want to subtract 3x from both sides. So 3x minus 3x is 0, so that would disappear. And 4x minus 3x is x. So after we subtract 3x from both sides, we end up with 150 equals x squared plus 4 plus x minus 6. And now the last thing we have to do is subtract 150 from both sides. 150 minus 150 is 0, so we're left with 0 on the left-hand side. And negative 6 minus 150 is negative 156. So we now have 0 equals x squared plus x minus 156. Now that we've gotten this set equal to 0, we need to factor the right-hand side. So because there's no coefficient in front of the x squared, we just need to look for the factor pair of 156 that adds up to positive 1. And what we find is that the factor pair that adds up to 1 and multiplies out to be negative 156 is the factor pair 13, comma, negative 12. So when we factor this, we get 0 equals x plus 13 times x minus 12. Now we know that through the zero factor property, we can set each of these individually, each of these factors individually equal to 0. So we have x plus 13 equals 0, or x minus 12 equals 0. And now we just have to solve both of these for x. So to do that, we would subtract 13 from both sides of this one, which would leave us with x equals negative 13. And over here, we would add 12 to both sides, which would leave us with x equals 12. Now this one over here we can dismiss because we can't have negative dimensions. And remember, the question asked was, what are the length and the width of the rectangle? Well, neither length nor width can be negative, so our correct answer is 12. But is that answering the question that was originally asked? what are the length and width of the rectangle, which is rectangle 1? Well, we said way back up here that the width equals x, and we just found x to be 12. So we now know that x equals 12. We have our width. We know our length is 3 more than that. So 12 plus 3 is 15. So the length of the original rectangle, rectangle 1, is 15, and we have now our answer. The dimensions of the original rectangle, the length and the width of the rectangle, are 12 and 15. And that's what we're asked for, so we don't need to do anything else. We could continue this, though, so we could check to make sure that these answers are correct. The area of this first rectangle would be equal to 12 times 15, which is 300. Now, if we look at this one over here, this width has got to be x minus 1. 12 minus 1 is 11. And this length has got to be 2 times x plus 3. Well, x plus 3 was 15, and 2 times that is 30. So the area of rectangle 2 has to be 11 times 30, which equals 330. It's still paused. I don't know where I paused it at. Because it's not working. I just don't know where I quit recording. Oh, I know. I quit recording when I did that. Okay. So let's go back just one step, because I made, again, a little error. 12 times 15 is actually 180. And the area of the second one was correct. That's 330. And if we do 180 plus 150, we get that 330. So we know our answers for the original rectangle of 12 and 15 are correct. It checked.
Okay, sorry guys, it's so long. I was putting the rolls in the oven before they can cook. Gonna go sell something to drink, cause I want some juice. So yeah. Okay. I think. Oh my goodness, I got to discuss it. I got to comment on here in my class. I'll be right back, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. I was like prepping food all day for tomorrow. So my mind's all of it right now. Oh my goodness, and then goes discussions with this one. Then I'll come back to this one, guys. I'll see you later. Or in a few minutes. Okay, guys, I am back. I finished the discussion. Now I'm going into this class. Oops, I went too low. Okay, so I do this one. Okay, guys, I'll be right back and write this down. Okay, guys, I am finished writing. I'm gonna write this one and be right back. Okay, guys, I finished writing. I'm gonna write this and be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I finished writing. I'm gonna write this and I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I'm gonna finish writing. I'm gonna answer this off camera and I'll show y'all when I finish. Okay, guys, I am finished. So yeah, I'm going to like pause this video and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, I'm back and happy Thanksgiving. I'm ready cooking. So yeah. Yeah, not much to do today. I know I do Alex on here. And post a screenshot. Then I pretty much done this class. So yeah. I got a few more weeks in this class. So I had like 3 more weeks. So yeah. I'm gonna write this down and I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I am finished writing. Now I had to go to and I had to click on this. And that. Okay, I'm gonna work on this. So I'm gonna pause that video and then I'll see you in my other class after finish this. Okay guys, I am back. I had comment in the discussion. Now I to go to this class. I know I need to do the draft tomorrow. So I need to do the discussions and this, then I am done for today. Then I'll do this one tomorrow because we're getting late and I'm trying to stay out till like 12 in the morning. So yeah. So down below, let me know how was your Thanksgiving was because I'm curious. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna comment on one of my classmates. Okay, guys, I finished my discussion. I hope I don't get copyrighted because my mother wasn't a nanny. I'll probably just mute the music if I remember how to. Okay, I'm gonna write this down and I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I'm gonna finish writing. Yeah, I'll write this down and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I finished writing. I'm gonna write this and I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I am finished writing. Okay, guys, I'll be right back and I'll write this. Okay, guys, I am finished writing. I'm gonna answer these off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am finished and I will see you tomorrow when I post this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit all, because you always be notified when I post a new video. And I will see y'all tomorrow when I do the draft for the PowerPoint. Hi guys, I am back. I think I pretty much done this class already. There's 3 more weeks to go. Soon as I try, I am passing this class, to be honest. Not gonna lie, I read over this class already. I pretty much heard a math right now. I can handle 3 weeks, but not 8 weeks. Like, all the courses here are 8 weeks. Yeah. I noticed like some of the courses here, like per week are long. Like sometimes I they do like 3 assignments per day, and I go to class like Monday to Friday, and that's a lot. I take 2 classes, so 3 assignments each. So I do like 6 assignments per day. It was a lot. I'm kind of curious how many assignments I have to do next semester. I can handle 2 per day in each class. Sometimes that's too much for me. Sometimes, that's the assignments to do for that day. Then I go to class all week. So you never know for like eating online classes. It might be a lot. I'm gonna check the discussion to see anybody comment on me, because I really have nothing else to do in this class. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I had checked. Only comment I got on my post was from Wednesday. That's what I posted yesterday. So, yeah. So, I am pretty much good in that class. My professor didn't post the recording of the live class, so I can post it in the discussions. But I do have to check in my content. I can't speak today. Y'all know what I meant. So yeah, I just check on here. Then I have to do this. Then I am done for the day. Then I'll post this. Oh yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I had checked. I got no comment on that either. So all I do is this one, and I am done for the week. I'm gonna write this down, and I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I am finished writing. So, I opened the PowerPoint app. Um, like these are the online like, examples and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, so yeah. And that's it. So yeah. Yeah, that's all. Okay. So I'll pause the video and I'll be right back. I'm going to open the PowerPoint app. Okay, guys, I just opened it and it's waiting for it to load. This is what I did in week 3. So they want us to record it. So yeah. I'll probably do the same design for this week's. I don't know. So yeah. This is all I did. I only did like 10 slides. So yeah. That I did last time. So yeah. Not gonna lie, I was nervous or not. Took me like 3 or 4 tries. Cause I can't like mess up my words cause I did that's it. So I like record it. And this was like on Sunday when I was recording it. Cause I like too tired to record Friday and Saturday. So like must well do it when it's due. So yeah. I didn't really work on my time management. Like this is due Sunday and I start doing it today. So yeah. I really need to work on time management. Okay, let's get started. So it's week 5. Hmm. I kind of liking this design. Let's see how it looks. Hmm. It kind of took me a long time because I'm really picky on designs. Hmm. I like this one too. Uh, like, it would take me my best for a long time to pick a theme. Because we are very picky. We're also trying to pick my theme, like, where my sweater can see. Because he's the one's greeting. I think I'll keep this one. Yeah, I think I'll keep it. Okay. Now I just need to name that. Um, I was getting like the title on my tablet, and I did log in. So yeah, a few moments, guys. Oh my goodness. I was supposed to say type my username or typing the school name. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with me today? Okay guys, I'm almost done. Okay guys, I am logged in. Where I'll be going back and forth from my phone and my iPad to my laptop. So yeah. Oh my goodness. My lesson came to me again. So why am I not listening to Bring It? Yeah, Dallas White. Cause sometimes when I have the lesson, like sometimes my D's are like B's. Yeah, that looks white. It was wrong. Like how does how does okay with my strategy things all for spelling. Cause sometimes I like it so that that's probably why I did it. So yeah. So honey had three sources. I need the author and the year. Sometimes it's hard to find years in articles and when it was published. Hmm. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Last week, my instructor said we had PowerPoint. Now he wanted what do you 60. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Good thing I read it before starting it. Okay. I guess I would save it. If I remember how to save it. Cause I use PowerPoint so we get, and that's for naming. Um, I was looking for that. Okay. Um, yeah, guys, we're doing your word now. So they told me to read assignment because my instructor last week said it would be a PowerPoint presentation. Now he's doing 2 words. He could have told me that he changed his mind. Good thing I read it before I actually started. Because I've been so irritated that I found out that I had done it in PowerPoint instead of Word document and I submitted it. Like, oh my goodness, I'm really so mad I had to redo it in Word. Okay. Good thing I read it. Good, I'm pretty sure I heard PowerPoint instead of Word 360. So yeah. And he wanted APA. So I need to go to files and this APA outline. Okay. And close that one. I just rename it. Cause this way in APA, like in New York Times, Romans. So yeah. Okay. As we save, does need to rename it. So they didn't tell me to keep this file right here, cause then I did. Cause I was like so close to leaving it last semester. Not even joking. Okay. It looks like okay have this format or um or this one. I'll keep the one we have. Then I'll put it to downloads where I can find it. Like some of my sweaters that I had want me to make a folder. Like, yeah, I'm not doing all of that because I'm a little kid where I put the folder. So I put it in the downloads. Okay, now I just need to change this right here. Okay, now I'll type my name. Okay, the program. Okay, yeah, mommy guys. We're going to my school app for I make sure I spell it correctly. Like that program again, so like that. Oh, I was checking and we can register now for January's class. I already done that like 2 or 3 months ago. And I do like enroll to classes like months before the courses start, so I don't worry about it. So it's not like getting school supplies like months before, so I also don't worry about it. I know I need to get a new printer because mine broke months ago. I probably get a new printer in January. And then, so yeah. Okay, I got it, guys. Okay, that was set online. Now I need to invite the university. So I'll tell you, I like putting periods for some reason. I just noticed that's way too many space right there. Okay, now the course name. Hmm. I'm really surprised that I'm passing math. Oh, I was reading the grade work. So I'll be right back, guys. I was checking what I had to take next semester. Like in January. Look like I'm taking English 135 and it's advanced. And I'm looking forward to that. I know that will be lots of work. That for me probably will be. I wore like advanced class in high school. Like my counselor always trying to get me to advanced classes. Like no, thank you. Cause my friend told me that he had lots of homework assignments. Like no, thank you, I good. Like I didn't have time to do all that homework because I was like in past squad, the fine arts dance, Then also was like in cooking classes, and we do like doing it cooking like at the school and stuff like that. I didn't have time to do all that homework. Like, yeah, no, thank you. I did. Like that would be very bad for mental health. My mental health is very bad. And all that work, like, no, thank you. Almost like I had mother breakdown something. So yeah, I did. I heard she got fired, to be honest. But probably is a rumor. Also, I heard like my dad she got fired. Not fast about that, to be honest. The way she treated her students. So I am not surprised. To be honest, I used to love dancing. Like, I don't say who my dance tutor is. Let's say she like really point dance for me. Like, when she was teaching, she kind of made me hate dancing. Like, I barely get into dancing now. Like, I just lost like liking dancing. I still love it. Like, she take it very seriously. Like, you have to win. Like, put on strict diets. Like, I started YouTube like 2019. Like, my friend told me to make a YouTube channel like in 2018 because he thought it'd be good for my mental health. Because my mental health was not good in high school or middle school. I've been going through lots of things in middle school and high school. And I don't really talk about it because that's not good at it, to be honest. Like, sometimes I try to be honest with social media. Like, most times, I'm not okay, to be honest. And that's okay, to be honest. Like, most times, I don't even have the energy to record. So, I'm most likely going to miss an upload because I just not feel like turning on the camera that's recording. Like, I still need to buy a new camera. I've been recording on my laptop for the past year or so. I would try to post more often. I don't know how to do Vlogmas because I'm not really a vlogger. Like, I tried vlogging outside. No that Zai tag it in 2019 when I tried to record downtown getting Starbucks. Like, oh my goodness. I still had a video up, by the way. I was very awkward. I'm pretty sure I feel more comfortable, like somebody like vlogging with me. Like, by myself, I'm more likely have anxiety or panic attack. That actually did happen when in high school. It was like a fire drill, and like two people like around me. I like burning up, can't breathe. I felt like I had anxiety and panic attack, and I found out I was having that from the nurse. So yeah, and my friend actually found me outside, passed out. Like, that was really how I woke up in the nurse office because I was so confused. So, yeah. I'll probably write that in my book. I'm debating on writing it. I wrote on there, like, in a while, maybe like get 2 years. So, yeah. I think in 2 classes in January. So, I did say taking English 135. Also taking hospitality and 310 and so to hospitality management. So yeah. And the class of taking right now on the Mount 114 that is a repeat class because I filled it last year. I believe that was in January. Let me see. I know it says on here. I just saw it. I just lost it. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, I found it. Oh my goodness. It felt like last year, but I think it was this year in January. I had gotten an F. My grades is better now. For this class, the one I'm thinking and just tell you about, I got a A. So that's better than earlier in January. The teacher wasn't really helping me, you know, like the way he was explaining it. I think that's why I have filmed math the first time. I think I knew teacher could I explain to my student advisor, or my old one, that I feel like he didn't really explain anything. Because sometimes it takes me longer to learn than other people. So yeah, I try to find the name to my instructor. I couldn't find it like for me, and I'm about to give up. I'll go by session because now the degree works. Oh my goodness! Oh, time in the wrong class. Oh my goodness! Good thing I saw that. Oh my goodness! Sometimes I'm not really good at public speaking. Like I took a Spanish class when I was in high school, and we had to do like presentation, like speaking in Spanish. And like my partner, she was speaking Spanish, like that was so awkward. I didn't have to like hold like the presentation like in front of me where I can speak. Cause the only way I can speak in public without having a brain tag and passing out. But sometimes I can speak in public without hiding my face, and I just can't. Sometimes I just have really bad stage fright. I really was planning on going to play this live this year, but they canceled it out of nowhere. I was like so close to buying my tickets. Good thing I didn't bought them because they had canceled it out of nowhere. They didn't tell me. Maybe I'll go next year. Hopefully they don't cancel it. Cause I was thinking about buying clothes there. Cause I really don't have clothes for the weather. So yeah. Good thing I checked before I buy clothes. Then I was so glad that I checked. I was surprised that it said they canceled the event. Like what? I was really was excited going. Okay, now I need to find the sweater's name. I had like Western class all the way to May. Okay, I found it. Yeah. Did I make a table of contents or not? Good, I'm not really good at making a table of contents. Well, I can try. If I don't like it, I'm just gonna delete it. If I remember how to make one. Okay, yeah, I found it. Wait. You can customize it. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to find a link for like the topic that I choose. So I'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. I did from an article. I go to the veteran page. I'm gonna change it to how I read it. I'm gonna pause the video and do the rest. Then I'll show you what I've done so far. I'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, I'm gonna film the rest off camera. So I'm gonna start the video now for I can post for today. Cause I'm not even close being finished. Cause I didn't do the cons. I just did the pros. And also need to go to two more websites to get sources. So yeah, this is what I have so far. I can pause it if you want to read it. Yeah, that's all I got for now. I'm going to finish and I will see y'all Monday, week 6. Don't forget to like, subscribe, notification bell, and hit all. And don't forget come down below. So let me know what y'all did for Thanksgiving because I am curious. And I will see y'all next time on Emma and Fam.